A single draft pick can change the course of a franchise, but what if the chaos kicks off before the first name even gets called? While the Chargers weigh their next big move under Jim Harbaugh's watch, rivals are stirring the pot. And not always playing fair. There's bold betting, shady trades, and a controversial visit from a name no one had on the radar. The question everyone's asking, what's going down behind the scenes that could take us to the top? Or straight off the edge? If you bleed powder blue, don't skip a second. Things are heating up fast, the clock's ticking. And in the heart of Los Angeles, Harbaugh squints at the board, scans the possibilities. And boom, a familiar name surges back to the top. Colston Loveland, the Michigan tight end, just headlined the latest NFL.com mock draft. And it's no coincidence. Loveland was Harbaugh's go-to guy during Michigan's golden run. Now, he might be the missing piece. Paired with Ladd McConkey, who's already shown nerves of steel in the big leagues, the offense could be cooking. NFL analyst Rhett Lewis didn't hold back. It's an obvious choice and a massive need. But hold up, just as the Chargers line up their shot, the AFC West gets rocked. The Raiders, the Raiders. They pull off a wild trade with the Browns to jump to the number 2 pick. For what? To go after Travis Hunter, an absolute freak, a game changer at receiver and cornerback, a 2-for-1 monster, and exactly where the Raiders are hurting most. Fans are losing it, half hyped, half terrified. If this happens, we better brace ourselves. Facing this dude twice a year? Not going to be easy. But hey, it's just a mock draft, right? Maybe, but when top analysts start predicting chaos, you pay attention. Because if the Raiders hit the bullseye, the whole division flips. That's why the Chargers' strategy matters. While others scramble in panic mode, Harbaugh's playing chess. Loveland isn't just a safe bet. He's already trained in the system. He knows the language, the cadence. He could plug in and deliver from snap one, unless, of course, someone swoops in at the last second. The draft is almost here, and the Chargers know. Every pick from here on out is a war move. And that takes us to the next play, one that might have cost more than it's worth. You know that kind of trade that just stings? Yeah, this is one of those. In a nightmare scenario cooked up by Matt Verderame from Sports Illustrated, the Chargers make a bold move, and it's already being called a daylight robbery. Not us robbing them, us getting robbed. In this version of reality, Joe Ortiz gives up picks 22 and 55. Just to move up to number 12 and grab Michael Williams, a pass rusher from Georgia. Raw talent, no doubt, but still a projection guy. More upside than proven production. Meanwhile, the Cowboys, they chill at our original spot and snag Omarion Hampton, elite running back, a perfect fit. The same guy plenty of Chargers fans were already dreaming about in powder blue. The fan base went off. This would be flat out dumb. Ortiz ain't that reckless, someone posted on X. Another added, I'd take Hampton at 22 and find a solid edge later. No way we burn capital like that. And honestly, they're not wrong. The Chargers under Harbaugh and Ortiz have been all about smart moves, not desperate swings. Last year, Joe Alt fell right into our lap. McConkey? Polished into a gem. Why toss that balance out the window now? But here's the twist. What if someone in the war room is flirting with a risky splash like this? Sure, Michael Williams could turn into a beast. And with Khalil Mack mentoring him, sky's the limit. But is it worth paying that premium, especially with obvious holes elsewhere? The truth is, the draft's like a playoff game. Every call counts. And the flashiest play isn't always the one that wins the game. Fans feel that. Now's not the time to panic, said a longtime supporter on Reddit. It's time to build, patiently, intentionally. And right when it feels like this whole thing's spiraling, a wild card enters the frame. Someone nobody saw coming. Maybe the most underrated name in the entire draft class. He's not in the top rankings, didn't get a combine invite. And yet, he's visiting the Chargers. Chaz Chambliss. Maybe the name doesn't ring a bell yet, but he led Georgia in sacks in 2024 and somehow got left off the NFL's main stage. Snubbed, but not forgotten. His pro day at Georgia, quiet revenge, and apparently it worked. He's heading to Los Angeles, and that's no accident. Chambliss fits the mold Chargers fans have learned to love. Aggressive, disciplined, and relentless. Harbaugh's seen that firsthand in the SEC, and he knows what a hungry player can do when the world doubts him. But here's the kicker. The Falcons want him too. So things are about to get spicy. Fans already started digging. He's built for this team, don't let him slip, one posted on Instagram. And here's the juicy part. If the Chargers go tight end in the first round and play it cool in the second, Chambliss could be the third or fourth round steal that nobody saw coming. One of those guys who flies under the radar until he wrecks a playoff game with a clutch sack. Fans are watching closely now. Because this isn't just about talent, it's about heart, about bringing in the kind of players who have something to prove. Still not convinced? Think back to what McConkey did last year, a second-rounder who became the soul of our offense. Chambliss could be that, but for the defense. The name nobody circles until he buries a quarterback in a winner-go-home showdown. The draft is a minefield, but it's also where legends are born. And maybe, just maybe, the Chargers' deadliest weapon hasn't even been mentioned yet. But the clock keeps ticking. The battlefield's taking shape. Loveland could be the perfect fit for the offense. Williams, the high-stakes gamble. Chambliss, the under-the-radar piece that flips the whole board. Harbaugh's playing the long game, but the AFC West, it's already moving fast. The war started before the ball ever left the ground. So now I'm asking you, if you were the Chargers GM, who would you take? Hit that like button, drop your pick in the comments, and make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next breakdown. Here, we ride with the Bolts no matter what. And trust me, we're not done making noise. Oh, wait a minute, I almost forgot. Has the board finally found the courage to go all in to win now? Or is this just an excuse to hide that huge gap in defense? Because the hole is real, man. Wide open. Joey Bosa, he's done. Khalil Mack, mad respect. But the dude isn't getting any younger. Tuli Tuipulotu, he's got heart. He brings the fight. But we're not ready to hang the weight of the defense on his back just yet. So I got to ask you, who's going to be the nightmare for opposing quarterbacks? We're missing that guy. The one who makes offensive lines panic at the line of scrimmage. That name that makes people nervous before the snap. But what if I told you that name might be closer than we think? Or better yet, might already be looking our way. Something's off. The air feels charged. Veterans posting cryptic messages on social. Insiders saying to keep an eye out. And Steelers fans losing sleep. Could the impossible actually happen? What if I told you the most dangerous hunter in the NFL might be ready to leave his den? No sugarcoating here. If what people are whispering behind the scenes is legit, the Chargers front office is eyeing a massive move. This ain't some cheap rumor. This isn't Twitter noise. It's coming from someone who's nailed big scoops before. And the name? Yeah, brace yourself. T.J. Watt, 7-time Pro Bowler, one of the most feared defenders in the league, a top-tier predator who, believe it or not, might be on Jim Harbaugh's radar. And you know Harbaugh, he's all about that championship defense mindset. And guess what kind of player he's always dreamed of leading his front seven? Here's the truth. It stings, but it's real. Ever since Bosa went down, the Chargers lost their defensive soul. Yeah, we've still got some solid pieces, but we're missing fire, leadership, that killer instinct. T.J. Watt brings all of it, times 10. But is he worth the price of the trade? That's the real question, right? He's in the final year of his deal. He's frustrated. He dropped that peace sign on social, and nobody in this league posts stuff like that without a reason. It was a message. If you don't respect me, I'll walk. And the Chargers? We've got cap space, we've got the need, and we've got a head coach who's hungry for blood. I keep it real. If we're going to go for it, for real, this is the time. No more banking on potential. No more promising the future and delivering mediocrity. What if this is Khalil Mack's final ride? TJ could be the perfect successor, or the perfect running mate for one epic last dance. Picture this. Mack on one edge, Watt on the other. Tuipulotu unleashed through the middle. Know what that means? Quarterbacks tossing and turning from Sunday to Sunday, but now it's your turn, Chargers fan. Would you give up a high draft pick to bring in a guy like that right now? Do you believe he's worth it? Or are you holding out hope that someone just shows up and becomes the next Bosa overnight? The truth is right there. Watt could be the final piece to flip the script, but only if the front office has the guts to pull the trigger, because if they hesitate, some other team's going to scoop him up. Now it's on you. Drop your thoughts. TJ Watt to the Chargers, crazy or genius, and you know what to do. If this kind of fire gets you hyped, hit that subscribe, share the vid. This is where real fans talk real football. This is where the truth gets said.